Hi, today I'm going to show you a quick demo of Hexo's machine learning developer agent, which is an agent that helps speed up the experimentation process during machine learning development. So this is the platform. This is your homepage where you can save all your projects, and as you can see, we have done a lot of projects on this platform, and all of this data is actually proprietary data on which we're doing some reinforcement learning on. So the first thing you do is actually go ahead and create a project. So this project, I'm actually going to create an object detection model. So one of our customers had given us a problem statement that the previous state-of-the-art model, which is the media pipe model, can only detect 80 classes of objects when fed with an image. But they wanted to create a model that can detect a lot more classes of objects. So this is basically the first step where you actually set up a configuration. A configuration is nothing but a description of your problem statement. So you explain what the problem statement is, what kind of a model do you want to train, what is the data sets, how many images do you have, the structure of the data sets, the eval process. So you explain what is your eval metric, what's the methodology you want to do, and you can also give your data sets. So for example, in this case, I'm going to just upload my training data set. I'm actually going to upload some more documentation files which I have, and I can set costs here. So for example, when you're doing a machine learning training, you also want to keep a tab on what your GPU spends are, so you can define a cost and your agent kind of keeps track of that. And you can also mention how many steps your agent can take. So I save all of this configuration, and I then just hit build AI, and then the agent goes off into a process where it starts running. Now, training a model can take hours or even days. So I've already worked on this project before. So I'm going to show you what the agent did when it actually ran. So this is the same configuration. You can see all the agentic steps that it ran here. So you can actually look at the code that it executed, what was the observation post the code, and you can also view if there are any code files that it generated after that, and you can even talk to the agent and tell it steps on what to do. So you also, once the agent has run multiple times, it actually runs in loops, you get metrics of each of its runs. So these are all model checkpoints that it created. So you can click on one of them, you can see the eval score, what was the approach it took, what were the improvements it suggested to itself after it ran it. You get Python notebook files, which is what data scientists use. And here's the awesome part. It also has a front-end generator app. So it actually has a generative front-end which generates a front-end which is specific to this project. So in this case, I'm going to actually test out this model that it created. So I've put a sample image in where I've inputted this. This was the original media pipe previous SOTA model, which is able to detect one class of object. Our model, which the agent just trained, is able to detect a lot more details in the same image. So as you can see, our agent just trained a SOTA model for object detection. How this works? Well, we actually have a proprietary strategy generator, which is a reasoning model which comes up with machine learning strategies. So when given a problem statement, comes up with multiple strategies. Then our worker agent actually just generates code, executes the code, evals the code, creates feedback, and that feedback goes back into our strategy generator. Now, we've figured out two different scaling laws for how do we improve our agent. Number one is actually to just do RL on our strategy generation, and I showed you all the data sets we've been collecting. So that has actually improved some of the metrics that on our agent's performance. We are actually running our agent on Kaggle on a live competition, and we've seen the score improving, the eval score. The other is test time scaling. We're actually doing test time scaling. We can see the evals moving. So that's a bit about our agent and the technology behind it. We'd love for you to try it out.